Welcome to the 2014-2015 Club One volleyball season. My name is Bree Isaacson and I am the director of the Club One program.
And my name is Bridget Hack and I'm the business manager.
Welcome to our first ever online informational video. This is an attempt to help our families with their busy lives, to be able to present the information previously at parent meetings online so people can view it when you have time, but please note that the open house is still mandatory for all of our families to attend.
We also ask that all of our families watch this all the way through. We do know that we have a lot of returners and you will probably know most of this information. However, we do change things on a yearly basis, so we do ask that you watch all the way through so you don't miss any of our information.
Practices for the boys begin the week of September 15th. All practices are at Flight Volleyball Center, 14407 Coil Plus Drive in Plainfield. Practices will be Mondays and Wednesdays from 6:30 to 9:15. 6:30 to 7:15 is weight training. We will also have Sunday practices on the schedule. Exact times and dates will be available shortly. All paperwork and USAV registrations must be complete prior to the start of practice. Bridget will go over the paperwork required later in the video. For USAV memberships, it's a $55 membership through USA Volleyball through the Great Lakes region. For our new families, that membership must be purchased prior to the start of practice. For our returning families, it expires October 31st, so you will continually get reminders from us, but by October 31st, that membership must be renewed. Players should arrive 15 minutes early to practice so that they're ready to start on time. If an athlete is going to be late, we ask that they contact the coach directly. Our athletes are allowed 3 excused absences. Those absences are for school functions, family functions, anything like that. After you exceed the 3, it is possible that a player's playing time could be less because of it. So if we have an extreme situation, illness, or something like that, we'd be more than willing to work with our families, but please note we only allow 3 excused absences through the course of the season. Athletes are required to wear Club One practice t-shirts. If you're new to Club One and you don't have one, any athletic t-shirt will do. Once the practice t-shirts are handed out, we expect that the athletes will wear Club One practice t-shirts, athletic shorts, and volleyball shoes to all practices. As a note, please don't allow your sons to wear their volleyball shoes outside. It ruins the bottom of their shoes and also brings in things to our building and onto our sport court. Practices are closed to our families except for the first Monday of every month. It's the first Monday? First Monday. And the reason that we do that is not that we don't want our families in the gym, it's that we simply don't have the space. We occupy all the space in the gym so that if you want to come in and see your son practice, please know it's open on the first Monday of the month. If there is something going on, that's out of the norm, please feel free to reach out to us and we'd be happy to have you come in, but on average, it's only the first Monday of every month. Multiple sport athletes, we encourage our kids to be involved in multiple things. We know high school sports come first. The only thing that we ask is that you provide a practice and game schedule to your coach ahead of time so that they know when your son will or won't be at practice. We also ask that even if your son has to come and leave early or come late, that they make an attempt to be at the practices, because we know that it's a team sport and they need to work together and work on their skills in order to be successful out on the volleyball court. Tournaments. Tournament schedule isn't available just yet. At this time that Bridget and I are doing the presentation, only 2 tournament hosts have even put out their tournament schedules. As they become available, we will piece together our tournament schedule and we will immediately email it out to you guys. Some things that you need to know is that we need to arrive an hour early on a tournament day if you play. So general rule of thumb, if you play at 8, you need to be there at 7. If you ref at 8, then it's 45 minutes, so you need to be there at 7:15. Coaches will directly communicate with the families on where to meet and the timing, but that's a general rule of thumb should your son be absent from practice the day before a tournament. You must stay until all playing and officiating duties are complete. In club season, we also have to ref sometimes, and so no one is allowed to leave until both of those are complete. Please respect each host site's food policy. Most host sites do not let you bring in outside food. So please make sure that if you bring it, you eat it outside of the facility. If you have a special allergy, please let me know and I can communicate with that host site directly. On average, each team will play 2 times per month, October to mid-February, and on average, a tournament schedule will come out on the Wednesday before the event. And they do that because teams add and drop throughout the course of the week and they don't want to have to send several revisions. As soon as we get the exact times and schedule in our hand, we will forward it to our families. Please note that you will know based on the tournament schedule all the dates you are playing. You just might not know your exact start time until the Wednesday before. Playing time. Coaches determine what position and how much play time each athlete gets. It depends on what they do in practice. It depends on other athletes in the gym. Playing time is earned through hard work. If your son isn't getting the amount of play time he wants or playing in the position that he wants, we say that the athlete must first discuss with the coach. If after a certain amount of time this doesn't resolve itself, then the coach, the parent, and the athlete can all sit down together. When we're in good communication with our families, we can really solve any problem. The only thing that we ask is we have a 24-hour rule in place. So if something happens at a tournament, it didn't go the way that we wanted, an athlete didn't get as much play time as we had hoped, that you don't reach out to the club director, the coach, anybody until 24 hours after that happened. Please remember that our coaches dedicate many hours to teams and to the athletes, and while they would never humiliate or embarrass your child, we would ask the same for you to our coaching staff. We had a new section in our handbook last year. It's called the Parent Expectations. I'm just going to go over it briefly. We have great parents at Club One. It's just a friendly reminder. We know that people are competitive, and sometimes in the moment, we just need a little bit of a reminder. So we ask that everybody is respectful to the club coaches and the players, that they demonstrate good sportsmanship at practices and tournaments, not only to Club One families, but other teams, coaches, and officials as well, that we support the development of each player on the team, that we follow the proper chain of command with coach, kid to coach, kid parent coach director. Failure to follow these expectations could be grounds for an athlete's removal from the program with no refund. Mid-season evaluations. Those will happen with our coaching staff, the coach of each team, and your son. It'll happen at the end of November or beginning of December. It's a general form that evaluates serving, setting, blocking, attacking, defense, attitude, and things that they've improved on, things they need to work on. That's open for our families to come in to discuss. It's a great time to answer or ask any questions that you have. The coach will email out all of the families. If you choose to attend, you'll set up a time. If you don't, that meeting will be had with your son and the coach. And the form will also go home with your son in his bag should you choose to look at it and discuss it with him if you didn't attend the meeting. For travel for our boys program, they go to the St. Louis qualifier. That is the weekend of February 14th through the 16th. Athletes stay with their parents at the tournament, but the St. Louis qualifier is what they call stay to play, meaning that USA Volleyball dictates where we can stay. So once we get that information from USA Volleyball, we'll send out a travel letter to our families, and it will show you how to reserve your room at the hotel that was selected for us. If you are not able to attend the event and need somewhere for your son to stay, please talk with the coach directly, and if that doesn't help, please reach out to me and we can help set something up. Oh, and a travel letter will be coming out to all of you guys with all of that information, exact details once we get them. As far as Spiritwear goes, last year we went to online Spiritwear ordering. It was a huge success for us. Our families loved it. We're already in the works for another Spiritwear package that will go out to you. It's specific to our boys and men's program. So I'll go ahead and blast that out for you guys, and then you guys order directly online. Should you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. A frequently asked question of us is with regard to private lessons. People always ask if we offer them. We do. You can reach out to myself or Dan Dry for lessons. They are not required. We think in season they're getting a lot of good and necessary reps, but if it's something that you need, please don't hesitate to ask. Website information, we have a Facebook page and an Instagram page. All important information is posted on that. So please make sure you check it frequently, whether it's bad weather, an updated tournament schedule, or anything like that. Please continue to check the webpage for all important information. And one friendly reminder, if you are parking at the Flight Volleyball Center, please don't park down in the bounce up parking lot. If you need parking, it's on the front and on the side where the garages are. We also can park on Coil Plus Drive, which is the street that runs behind Flight Volleyball Center. And then you can also park in the Public Works building across the street. I'm going to turn it over to Bridget, and she's going to talk financials.
This year, the boys' tuition fee across the board, 14s through 18s, is $1,295. Our 14 boys actually don't travel. It's only our high school boys, the 15s through 18s. The additional cost for the travel is $175. What we do and what we offer to our families is payment plans for those individuals who do not or cannot pay in full the day of the parent meeting. So what we ask of all of our families, and we do put the travel fee into those costs, so when you come to the meeting, the 25% deposit that is due, or that we ask that you put down for our 14s would be, as I look at my notes, would be $323.75. That is required the night of the open house. For our 15s through 18s, it's a little bit more at $367.50, and that's because that travel fee is in there as well. That is required the night of. We take credit cards, cash, or a check, of course. For those of you who would like to do a payment plan, we can break it up into as many as 4 payments. 4 payments isn't required. You could do 2, you could do 3, but 4 additional would be the maximum. In the event that you want to do a payment plan, we take your card on file, and those additional payments would be charged on the first of each month. We do know that people always question about the administrative fee or the additional fee of $25 per payment, and the reason that we unfortunately have to do that is because we're charged every time we have to break down those payments through the company that we use. So one thing that we do offer is, if you do not want to pay in full the night of the parent meeting, if you pay your balance the next payment, which would be October 1, we would not assess the fee. So a lot of times people like to put down the 25% and then pay it in full on October 1st.
And as a reminder, it's the 25% and uniform, correct?
Right, and that's what I was going to get to next. So in addition to the 25%, the uniform fee is also due. Bree and I are still in the works of getting the package together, so at this point, if you're looking at the video, we don't have the pricing, but if you look online at the same time, it may be there. So if you're watching the video before or after, we will, by the parent meeting, have the open house have that amount that the uniform package would be. Mm-hmm. That is due in full on the day of the meeting because we need to get those orders in fairly quickly. We're doing our ordering a little bit different this year. Once we have the try-on, you will be inputting your sizing. It comes directly to us, goes directly to them, so it's all done kind of online, a little bit quicker and easier for the families. So that fee will be due as well. As I mentioned, the credit card would be held on file. If you want to do checks, you would have to bring the checks to the parent meeting post-dated for those 4 payments. I would not deposit or put them in until the due date, but we do ask if you want to pay by check to bring the post-dated checks for the 4 months. If there's a sibling in the program, we do offer a 10% discount. So if you have a son and then a daughter later on, the discount would go to the youngest player's tuition, and that would be applied to your account. One way that to offset your fees, a lot of people ask about it, is our fundraising. And we are doing the same fundraising as we did last year. Our ticket sales, or our fundraising that we had, was a huge success for a lot of people, and we really try to find ways to do that to help out all of our families. The way our fundraiser works is every family is required, and it is mandatory, to sell 10 tickets, and those tickets are $10 a piece, and the prizes for that are cash prizes. Last year, I think our first place winner won $10,000. It was it's been very successful. What we pride ourselves in is everything over those 10 tickets goes back 100% to the families. So for example, if you sold 50 tickets, the first 10 would go towards your mandatory to be sold, and then $400 would be credited to your account for those additional 40 tickets. If for whatever reason you choose to pay in full, the day of the parent meeting. You will not be penalized. When the fundraiser is over, comes to the conclusion, when everything's paid out, and once we get approval from that it's okay, a refund check would be sent out. That typically doesn't happen until mid-January because there are guidelines that we have to follow for the IRS, but know that money would come back. You do not lose out on paying in full the day of. It's a wonderful, wonderful way to offset those costs, and a lot of people take advantage of that. We also will offer additional fundraising that is completely optional, but other ways for people to offset costs. Cookie dough, which seems a little bit crazy, but we've had huge success with that. We will be probably getting those out beginning of October because we like to have a delivery date by the holidays, and people really like to sell that. So that will be another thing. When we have specific information, we will of course get that out to you. That's pretty much the financials. That's pretty much everything we have to talk about. We hope that we've combined it a little bit shorter. We're at 15 minutes. Sometimes they lasted like an hour.
I told zero stories. And you were able to hear me because my voice wasn't gone by the time you heard the meeting. So
what we want to do next is kind of explain the process. And the night of the tryout, your boys will have tried out. If you're watching this video, it's because they have, their number has been selected to the Club One program, and hopefully you are committing to our program. So the night of, you will go on, there will be a step-by-step that is posted online. That's going to just kind of reiterate everything we're going to quickly go through and what is needed. The open house for our boys is the day after, Wednesday, September 3rd, from 5 to 7:30. You do not have to be there the entire time. You can come in at any time during that time frame to hand in the paperwork I'll go over, as well as payment. And all of our forms that you have to bring in will be found in links on the step-by-step, and also on our webpage on the side, left-hand side of the page, under files and forms. So what will be required of you that evening will be to bring in the signed contract, which is posted online, the USAV medical form, which is very important and required for all players for the season. And there will be, this is new, a parent-player acknowledgement. And basically that sheet is just acknowledging that you've watched the video. Also, we want to tell everybody that everything that we've gone through is in more detail in our parent-player handbook, which is available online. You'll be able to view it online. You'll also be able to print it online. Everything that we've gone over in detail is on there. So that is another form that needs to be brought, as well as the 25% deposit and uniform fee. If you're paying by check, it does not have to be two separate checks. It can be all in one check for both of those things. And I think that's it, unless you have anything else to say. Thank you for bearing with us on our first video.
This is our first one, so, and we hope it's helpful for you. Obviously, at the open house, if you have any questions or something doesn't make sense, please feel free to stop us. We will be available for all of our families. We're super excited for this next season. They come way too fast, but we love our boys season, and we're super excited. And we're just happy that it only took us 36 times to take this video. So other than that,
take 45.
We hope you have a wonderful day, and we look forward to seeing you at the open house.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.